no fancy intro today. It's super early, 6:13 in the morning. This week I'm making up some days with my Army job, so I'm going to the office a little bit. 2 days this week, 2 days next week. But this reminded me of the grind over the last couple years before I started, doing the content creation full time. Getting up before work to get some workouts in, because right when work ends, you're gonna try to do your side hustle for the rest of the day, which is, getting the streams done and editing all the videos. So that's what we got on the docket this morning. I'm gonna go run a few miles, then hit the gym. After that, we'll go into the office and we'll see where the day takes us. We got a long one ahead of us. It's gonna be a late night because we're going to a wedding on Friday as well, so I'm gonna be up. I love this shit.
Happiness hit her like a train on a track. Coming towards her, stuck still.
Oh, solid little 3 miles right there. Just something easy, a little easy aerobic run, That's it. Yeah, now I'm gonna go in here, change my shoes, and we're gonna go to the gym real quick and hit a little bit of legs. Yeah. Doing one of these Johns too. Anybody else is like me, but I am not a big eater in the morning, so doing like a protein shake or something. And I gotta do milk. I can't mix chocolate whey protein with water. If you do that, you're a freak, buddy. You're a freak. 2 scoops. Uno, dos. All right, let's go edit a YouTube video. All right, just hit the render button on that thing, so it's gonna sit here for, let's see, when we shoot, it's gotta sit here for a couple minutes. Yeah, need to jump in the shower, change my uniform, get on the road, so bam. All right, YouTube video's done. Upload it here, select file, there it is. Boom, upload, turn this PC off. I'll leave this one on while it's uploading my YouTube video. And I'm just gonna leave that up, and we'll let that post while I'm going to work.
Something stronger than I'm used to. I needed some shit with some bop in it. My name is.
All right, might be a little bit of a time jump here, but it's about noon right now, so I'm just gonna get out of the office for a minute and grab a little snack. I'm not sure what yet, but then after lunch, I got a cool special guest. I'm actually gonna be interviewing my boss. He's been a leader for a very long time in the U.S. Army National Guard, so we're gonna pick his brain a little bit, and it's gonna be fun. He's a really great guy, and I'm excited about it. He's funny. I'm sure he'll probably do some of that when he answers his questions after lunch. Let's go, baby. So as I've been doing this for the past year, I've noticed that a lot of people in the military community play video games, right? They play Call of Duty. They play everything. It's been cool to see even like a lot of people that watch my stuff that have come around, the streams and stuff. They've been service members. They're either actively serving. We have a lot of people that are actively serving still, or they're veterans, or they served, a long time ago. So it's been cool to hear everybody's stories, everybody rallying around. It makes sense. Look, we all kind of like a little messed up in the head together, right? There's something going on there. But now, a little bit of background about my story. Basically, it's not very entertaining, but I've been in Army National Guard for about 9 years now. Took a semester off from college back in 2016, went to basic training, AIT, came back, started the ROTC program at the University of Kentucky. Go Cats. Finished there, commissioned 2019, and then now we're here several years later. I can't believe it's already been 9 years, but what originally got me to kind of sign up was I grew up, my mom was a 20-year Army veteran, so I was kind of always around it. It was always in the back of my head, and then, one semester in college, just finally decided to just do it, because I would regret maybe not doing it and having that experience. So it's been awesome. But yeah, enough about me. Now I'm gonna move on. We're gonna go in here and we're gonna talk to my boss. He might be the last boss I'm ever gonna have. I was thinking about that today, because I'm not in the corporate world for now, and if I'm getting out of here, this could be my last boss for a while. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of a big moment. All right, so we got the big boss here. So we're gonna put him through the gauntlet. some of the toughest questions he could possibly imagine. So, sir, I appreciate
Okay.
you sitting with me for
It's
a
all-
minute.
it's all
And
good. It's all
I'm going
good,
to pass
man.
it to you. And here first, give us just a little bit of backstory. I really want to know what made you sign up originally back in the day.
man.
What inspired you to get started, and then just kind of how you got here.
So crazy story. My dad was all three compos. So active duty for a couple years, National Guard and Reserve. So all in all, he did 21 or so, 22 years of service. Retired as a promotable E7. And I never wanted to be in the Army. and I say that, never wanted to be in the Army, just from his travel abroad,
Yep.
Out of town, when he was a reservist, gone for 2 weeks during the ATs and stuff like that, the annual trainings. And so I never wanted, because not that he was always gone,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I hated when he left,
Yep.
right? Because I knew he was going to be gone for a couple weeks or who knows how long, man. And so I never wanted to be in the Army. But I remember one career day, like elementary school time frame, man. I dressed up in his fatigues, and I just got so much love, man.
Yep.
I was like, oh man, it's so cool. You fast forward, I'm in my freshman year at LSU. Go Tigers.
I did the same thing. I said, go Cats in mine.
Freshman year at LSU, realizing how much school costs. I didn't have any scholarship or anything like that. I was like, man, this is tough, man. So it was kind of taxing on the family. I have a younger sister. She's 3 years younger than me. She wanted to go to med school. And so I kind of decided, I'm in ROTC. I kind of like this Army thing a little bit. It's kind of cool. Maybe I can do this.
Yep.
And so I kind of took myself out of the equation financially for the family. So my parents could kind of focus on my sister. Fast forward, I'm glad I did it. She's a nurse practitioner out in California. She makes like $250 a year.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Right.
sir.
So things kind of worked out, man. But yeah, that's really why I got in.
I like it. And how many years have you been in now, sir?
Man, I can't count that high, man. So it'll be 21 in August. Yeah, 21 years in August. So my
21.
entire
Yeah.
adult life
21.
wearing, this is the third uniform, right? So I got
Yeah.
in 2004. Yeah, so this is the third uniform.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can relate on that. My mom was 20 years. She was always AGR, so
Okay,
she was
yeah,
always
yeah.
in the Guard in Kentucky.
Okay.
But similar thing. I grew up and I was like, I don't really want to do that. She's gone all the time, and then I already said it, so I'm not gonna go into it. But yeah, I was just in college one day and it hit me, and I left for basic training and signed up, and then here we are now.
Let me tell you a funny story about my ROTC experience. So I knew enough about the military to where I'm like, oh man, it'll be cool, man. I'm gonna whip this, man. Easy A. Mm-hmm. You know how college,
Yeah.
right? You remember your college days. I passed barely, right? Barely passed.
I know that feeling.
But yeah, it was a lot of absences. a lot of times being hungover and couldn't make it, man.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
But it just was supposed to be an easy A.
And it ended up being a pain.
Yeah,
I know that.
barely passed, man. But I learned a lot. It was a good experience, man.
That's
So,
the worst. That's
Yep,
the worst. So
yep.
it's a tough one. Your favorite or the best skill you've learned or acquired from your time in the Army that you wouldn't have got anywhere else just from your time in the Army.
Okay, that's a tough question, and I said it because I've been playing this game for so long, almost 21 years. So I'm trying to pinpoint the thing, because what was good for me as Sergeant LeBeau a long time ago doesn't apply to Major LeBeau now, right? As far as like the skills. So I would say if I could put one thing to culminate, like one skill or trait that I would say being personable, right? You got to talk to people, right? Because you got to think the military, people are from all walks of life. There's people that I've met in the military that they're junior in rank, but they're way older than me, right? And vice versa. I mean, I've met people with doctorate degrees, but they're specialists. So they're very junior in rank, but they have all these advanced degrees and all these things they do outside the uniform. And you would never know what experience they can bring to the organization if you don't talk to them and just like really get to know them, see what makes them tick. So I would say like just being personable, because a lot of times you'll see rank and forget like that person is a human being. They put on their legs this way, right? Put on their pants, one leg at a time kind of thing. And so they have some of the same struggles with, things that you may have or whatever, right? So I would say that's probably the biggest thing that I've learned in 21 years, just being able to talk to people.
I like that answer a lot. We did not talk about this beforehand, by the way, but I can show you on my phone. I wrote it down. One word: personable.
Did you?
I swear.
Hey, that's awesome. Man.
I did not talk to him about this beforehand. So
That's
but yeah, I said the same thing. Every time, I won't go too deep, but every time I've seen the best leaders, they've always been the most personable guys. And if you think about it, if you treat other people like humans, they're not going to want to let you down, and that's how you get people to work hard. You know, it's a little bit of a human psychology trick there, but you know, also be a good person, but it gets people to work hard for you, and you build respect, mutual respect, and all that stuff. So
Exactly.
couldn't agree more.
Man,
obviously,
we're right on.
I couldn't agree more. So that's
cool.
funny. I wrote it down and everything. So
Yeah.
all right, following up on that one. So that's like one of the best things you got. I want to hear just a little story. Worst experience in the field, you know, heat, rain, mud,
Man.
just long time, no showers. What do you got?
Well,
Just like, you know.
If you remember, it was we did this thing called JRTC, Joint Reserve Training Center. It's out in Camp Ball, or actually now Camp Johnson, Louisiana, a little small crap hole, right? Louisiana. And I hate saying I'm from Louisiana, but that is the armpit of America.
I walked in
hands
there, I was
down.
like, sir, this is where you're from, man?
Like, man, don't hate my state. It looks better in other places, I promise. But I would say, you know, there was I spent a total of like 20-something days there in total. I was there early, stayed after, so it was like 20-something, 30-something days there. I can't remember. But we did about a week and a half in the field, and I did baby wipe showers the entire time. So maybe 17 days without a shower or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can imagine 17 days without a shower in triple-digit heat, right? And
all the gear on.
Yeah, all
you
the
know.
gear on. You know, humidity, and then being in a true training environment. So not just in front of a computer, we're back and forth humping it and doing some different things. And so, about 17 days or so without a shower, and lost a lot of weight too, man. I got 6-pack back, was looking good. So there's the benefit on it. But yeah, that was pretty tough.
Yeah, I was there with him this summer actually, so yeah, I felt a little bit too of that too. That heat and humidity was
Brutal.
It was really hard. It was really hard to get through. But my favorite one that I always talk about was actually my graduating camp to commissioners and officers, like advanced camp is what they call it. Fort Knox. Did you go to Fort Knox for that?
No. I went to, was it Washington? It used to be Lewis.
What did they used to call it? LDAC or something?
Yeah, LDAC or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I don't remember, man. They, every couple of years they change all the names for everything.
But anyway, that was another field, couple weeks in the field, not a lot of showering. I think we got one in between, about 20 days, something like that. But the thing that made it bad was it just rained for probably 15 out of the 20 days. So I wasn't dry for weeks, and it was like, it's just something you never imagine because you're always dry, and just being wet for that long, it'll piss you off.
Oh yeah.
Just your boots being wet for that long, it was just like, it was unbelievable. It broke me down a little bit, I'm not gonna lie.
I bet it would, man.
All right, so for this next one, I'm gonna ask him what is like the best soft skill that you think you've acquired from your time in the Army?
Man, so I would say figuring it out, right? And that's kind of a broad thing, right? But a lot of times you're given parts of information with maybe some not hard and fast deadlines. You give some moderate amount of resources, and you have to pull all this information together, all these different things together to figure it out. I mean, because a lot of times they're looking at you as a leader, and different echelons, different levels of leadership. But they're looking at you to have all the answers a lot of times, and sometimes you don't. And so sometimes you got to pull it together, kind of figure some stuff out, get some people some guidance, right? Brief your boss or bosses up on some things, and keep on moving and keep figuring some stuff out. So I would say that's one of the things I've learned, to where it's not going to be perfect, never, right? But sometimes there's good enough, right? And then understanding that, you figured out at that moment in time, that's all the information that you had, you make the best decision, and you live with it and roll with it. Oh.
Yeah, that's definitely still one I'm struggling with on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
But my one that I picked was just being able to like endure the suck a little bit, in this fast-paced environment where everybody's on their phone getting dopamine by scrolling 24/7. The Army will teach you, to be uncomfortable for days and weeks, where you just got to kind of sit there and you're like, I'm not getting a lot of dopamine
Yeah.
from this, but I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna
Embrace
get
the
through
suck,
it. Yep,
right?
yep.
And so you hear that all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I heard that from like day one in the Army, embrace the suck.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's times where it sucks. And so,
And you'll see people break too.
oh
so,
man,
all the time,
seen
all
it.
the time.
Do you remember the movie Fury? With Brad Pitt,
Yep.
right after that big tank battle,
Yeah.
they light up a cigarette in there in the back of that thing, like, best job I ever had.
Best job ever.
And so there's times where, in the moment, in the suck, you feel like, man, this shit, why am I doing this? Like, you're in the push-up position, arms shaking,
Yeah.
or you just finished the sprint drag carry. You're like, dude, why the fuck did this shit? Like,
Yeah.
But then after you kind of look at it from like a different perspective, like
yeah.
that shit was fucking awesome.
That was
that was
kinda cool,
badass,
right?
right?
Yep.
You always hear the people that get out of the military maybe a little early, or they
Yep.
retire for whatever reason. They're like, I miss the people most.
Yep, they always
It's
miss
not
it.
the job; it's the people, right? And so
And those memories, those
yeah,
experiences,
just
even when it was
living
bad,
it.
it was like you were with your boys.
You'd embrace the suck. You're all doing it together. You're all just getting scuffed up or whatever the case may be. You're all wet and
Yep.
cold and moldy.
That's all my
right?
best
You know?
parts. I remember being
Yeah.
wet in the field, and we were all laughing about it half the time. Being miserable majority, but
Never forget that stuff, man. So it sticks with you.
yeah. The Army it'll bring some stuff out of you didn't know you had at some point. So,
All right.
all right, we're gonna wrap it up here with the finale.
Uh-oh.
So
Drum roll.
if anybody that's been in the military, this is what the field grade officers are good with. They got to leave us with a little bit motivational, little something. So that's what we're gonna ask of them here. So here's a question.
Okay,
Here's
okay.
the prompt, I guess. Best little piece of advice for the pursuit of happiness. How do you make yourself proud of yourself? You see a lot of people, they get caught up in these careers and relationships, and life moves fast, and next thing you know, you can kind of look down. You might not be as happy with what you did. So anything you got on that? It's kind of a heavy one,
That is a heavy one, and that's kind of I have a couple different answers, right? I would say the first one is finding balance, right? And think that your body's always trying to find balance, right? It's always trying to regulate this hormone with this hormone. It's always trying to find balance. I would say that's the hardest thing to do, right? But if you can get closer to that point where you're not spending 12 to 14 hours in the office all the time, and you're neglecting the relationships that may or may not be there when you get out of the Army because you spent so much time in the office or so much time in the field or on TDY or deployed, I would say nurturing those relationships as much as you can, right? And also at the same time still putting your boots on, right, and just waking up and doing what you have to do for this organization as well, knowing the weight that we carry, right, and the respect that we garner and stuff like that for the profession. So I would say finding balance is really,
I like it.
and it's hard to do, and there's some days where you're going to be out of whack, or some weeks, or some months. But I say as long as you're still pushing and striving for that balance, that is definitely the key to finding success in this organization. I would say the other thing is don't compare yourself to others.
Love it.
Again,
That's hard. It's hard.
Super hard because the organization, the way we do our evaluations and stuff like that, we're pit up against each other. So like your OER or ER, I can't talk. OER or your NCOER.
Yeah,
you
okay,
have
gotcha.
to edit that piece.
NCOER.
Right? Your
Edit that out.
NCOER, right? I've been in Sergeant LeBeau in a long time, right? But it'll say 1 of 10,
Right,
2
yep.
of 10, and so you instantly think, man, who are these other 10 officers that are that much better than me?
Right.
Man, I spent all this time here. I've done this, and this, and this is a real work.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I just got an eval, and the brigade commander had me at 11 of 19 majors. And in my mind, I'm instantly thinking, who? Name them. I guarantee you, none of them have done the things that I've done for this organization, right? And yielded the results
Sure.
but that was his perspective.
Right.
I respected it. But I know what I've done for this organization, and for the people in this organization, not just the missions, right? But truly helping people, right? Being able to use the influence that I have to hey, I know you got no from all these other people. Come here, sit down. Let me call the right folks and make sure we get you squared away for so those are the type of things that that I would really say one, not comparing yourself, and finding balance. So the two nuggets that I would say that really help you have a long-lasting career, and you'll feel that success and that joy of being in this uniform.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Well, that's the finale. I'm not even gonna try to follow that up. He's good with the words. I hope one day I can speak like that. I'm working on it. I'm stuttering all over the place trying to come up with something. He's good with the words. So, sir,
Cool.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much. That's pretty cool. Look, I'm usually, it's a thing in the Army. We give people coins and stuff, but I don't have coins. I'm a LT, but I'll get him a gift for it. I promise. You see it off camera. I'll get him a gift.
Some whiskey.
Well, that was fun. All right, time to get back home, chill for a second, and then get ready for stream tonight. We'll see y'all when we get there, baby. Come on, let's go. Yummy. Good girl. Good girl. Finally home. Let's get changed real quick. I'll be right back. All right. Bada bing, bada bang. We're back in action. Probably gonna take 30 minutes or so here just to collect my thoughts and relax for a second. Luckily, it was kind of like a long weekend for everybody at the office. They're taking off Friday for a holiday. So everyone was kind of getting out of there a little bit early today. It's only 3 p.m. right now, so I kind of have a little bit of time just to like take a breath. I've been kind of running at it all day, so I'm gonna take 30 minutes. I do just want to say shout out to the boss man. He is an excellent leader in the Army, but even more importantly is he's a really good person. He's one of the most busy people you'll ever meet. He's always doing something, but if you have a question for him or you need him for something, he will stop what he is doing. He will listen to everything you have to say, and he will do everything in his power to help you out if you can. I mentioned that specifically because I have been asking him for favors all the time and helping me, as I'm trying to transition kind of out of the Army. I always hate to ask him because I know he's freaking busy, and I know he is going to help me, and I don't want to put more stuff on his plate because he's such a good guy, But at the end of the day, I got to get out too. So and he knows that, and he helps me, and he's a great guy. He never says anything, never complains. He's always happy to help. So but yeah, anyway, dude, people remember stuff like that when you help them out, man. People will remember that about you. Like, who do you want to be remembered as? So pretty awesome. All right, it's about 3:45. Took a little break. I went outside and walked around with my shirt off and got some sun on my pale white chest because it felt good. All right, camera, lights. There we go. I mean, this has been my favorite that I've filmed so far, mostly because it's like this was like where it all kind of began, was when I, had a full-time job and I was coming home after work and trying to do stuff on the game and then making videos from it. I made videos for probably 1 year straight without gaining like maybe not even 100 followers. And I definitely wasn't streaming. And then after about a year, I started kind of like taking it more seriously, and I finally had one that popped off, and then it just snowballed after that. And I started figuring out how to create videos that were engaging or helpful, or basically you either got to provide value or entertainment, maybe a little bit of both, right? Yeah, we'll check back in afterwards. All right now. All right, cool. In stream there. You know what? I just get after a long day like that from 5 a.m. to 8:30, pretty much nonstop. I love it. I love being busy doing stuff that I love. I have worked up a bit of a craving, some would say. You guys ever heard of a place called Raising Cane's? I think you have. I think I'm gonna go with the box combo.
Do you want the sauce replacing the coleslaw or just additional?
No, additional. Keep the slaw. Keep it.
Alrighty, box combo, keep the slaw with a lemonade, extra sauce.
Okay, mate.
Thank you. Yes, bag secured. A cinematic shot. All right, it's officially 9:15. I'm gonna absolutely ravage this Raising Cane, and then I'm gonna go in there and I gotta just edit a short form video real quick. I'll probably just do like an in game, an easy one. Probably take me 10-15 minutes. Go straight to bed early. I gotta edit a bunch of stuff in the morning, so I gotta get up early again tomorrow. But then I'm going to a wedding, so it's gonna be a good weekend. But hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if I did better than my first one in the comments. Any comment you got for these, I will respond to every single comment. We'll see you in the next one. Y'all take care. You may want to find some time to relax until you're fully recharged. Recovery time 15 hours. I don't think we have 15 hours, man.